it's Morgan from For the Love of Paper, and I'm here with an art journal process video for you. I'm using my Strathmore mixed media art journal. This is a 6x8 size, and I am also using the stencil and sprays that are from this month's Kitaholic kits. I do also use the watercolor paint that was from last month, and then these stamps that I just recently bought, and you'll see in a haul. I don't know if it will have just gone up before this or after it, but you will see them there. So first of all, I got the stamps. They're kind of some flowers and leaves and then this little border pattern, and I just stamped them on the page wherever they sort of took my fancy. There was no real rhyme or reason for it. So I did the border up the top with the flower at the side, and then this other bigger flower, and then I think I put a leaf down by that first flower, and then I realized I'd put the stamp on the wrong part of the stamp block, and the coils in the side of the journal meant I couldn't stamp it down flat, so I need to keep that in mind. And yeah, and then this little leaf I pop off to the side of the flower. And that's pretty much all the stamping I do. Now off camera I did actually stamp all of those again onto just some plain printer paper and cut them out, and you'll see what I do with them later on in the video. But I did cut two and then fussy cut them, which took me a little while because some of those shapes are quite fiddly to get around. And now I'm going to paint them all up with my watercolors. So this is a new palette that I bought that'll also be in the haul video that you'll see shortly, or you would have already seen. And I'm using that for these liquid watercolors because it keeps them all sort of in one place. I can find them and I can go back and use the colors. Once they've dried out, you just add water and away you go again. So I start off with some green. I think I used three types of green, maybe four. Nope, just three. And I just used some water from a spray bottle and mix up my color, and I start painting on that leaf design that I've got there. I won't show you all of the painting because it did take me quite a while to sort of get everything painted up, but I'll show you a few little snippets of what I get done on this for this base of my page. Now this is actually the second page I did like this. Well, the first one I did as a bit of a tester, and parts of it came out alright and then other parts didn't. That one I ended up spraying the whole page first, then adding my stamps and realizing I couldn't then color in the stamped images on top of the Dylusions spray because it just wasn't going to work. On that page I'd also done I used the stencil with some texture paste on the bottom and then gone over it the spray, and I didn't quite like the effect that had. So that was my test page, and then I thought I'd do this one because I really wanted to paint these flower shapes because they're really fun, and I thought they'd look really cool with lots of different colors and patterns all over them. So that's why we're going with the stamped images first. So now you can see I finished the leaf and I'm partway done with the flower, and I did mix a couple of these colors together to get the colors and the vibrancy that I wanted. But you can see, like on the green leaf, it's dark around the edge and then it goes lighter into the middle, and then also on the orange part of that flower it's quite dark at the top and then gradiated, is that a word? Down a lighter towards the bottom. So it's not meant to be proper in that, you know, where shadows and light and dark and stuff like that. It was not meant to be like that. I just wanted to get some fun color on the page, and I wanted a little bit of variation between the colors that I used and contrast as well. So the flower I pretty much did in yellow, orange and red, and then I had also added a bit of green up the top in that border. Then my second flower, which I will work on in a moment, I do in mostly purples and pink. So I started off with the pink, and then I added in orange, and then I think I went around with, what's that one? Oh, yellow in the little, the cutout bits or the design on each leaf. And then I went around the rest of it with did I say purple? I'm pretty sure. You see that in a minute. Yeah, here I am picking out the purple, and I go, oh, that's right, so I added the purple in there and then went back and did yellow at the top, so there was a bit of yellow across the page. And now these are the cut out pieces that I had mentioned before, so I just stamped them onto paper, fussy cut them out. And now I'm using them to mask up the parts that I've already painted so that I can spray over the top without the spray covering up all the painted parts. Now, I don't know how to do this better or what. It worked, but it also didn't work at the same time. So maybe if I used a thicker cardstock rather than computer paper, it might have, I don't know, worked a little bit better, because as you can see, the pressure and the air from the spray bottle is moving the pieces around. But I just sort of sprayed across the page. I should have probably sprayed a bit more because there's a few white spaces, but once I'd taken the pieces off, I couldn't be bothered putting them back on. And here you can see the top across the border, and then the top of my flower on the right got overspray, got underneath the paper. So it was a bit of a fail there, but the rest of them all seem to be perfectly fine. And now I'm using the stencil with what is this? This is gel medium. So it dries clear. Now when I did it the first time, it acts as a resist against the sprays. So the stencil stayed white, and then it was just spray around it. This time, because I did it over the top of the spray, the medium actually kind of soaks up a bit of the color, so you don't get the white marks of the stencil shape. It stays the color that's underneath it, which is really cool. You can see it better here. So I let that dry, and I actually came back a couple of days later and just moved on from the project, I think, and yeah, came back to add in some doodly bits. So I used the stencil, I think this was in last month's kit, last month's kit, and added some stencil shapes just a little bit all over the page. So I used the half circles there, and then I think I did the line as well. And I'm just using a Sharpie marker and then colouring them in. And I think I add one of the, that sunflower shaped one down here as well. And just go back and colour that in as well. The Sharpie marker is a permanent marker, so I seemed to work fine over the top of the medium as well, the gel medium. I didn't know how it was going to go, if it was going to rub off or not, and it hasn't seemed to. So, yay, a win. It was just one of those trial and error sort of things. And this is a stamp set. I can't actually remember where I got it from. I've taken the packaging away, and I just stamped some of these little blobs and circles all over the page. And then I think I get a sentiment stamp out. Oh no, this is a darkroom door stamp, and it's just some little little dots. Stamp that a bit everywhere really. I didn't think I'd put so much on the page. Another flower. So this is a really, really fun project to do, and I love all the colors. It's just so colorful and happy and bright, and I love that. I just wished I'd done a bit more of the sprays, so there wasn't all the white space, but never mind. Trial and error, and next time I would do more. And I'd also work out how to make a mat over those shapes, those shaped stamps a bit better too. I think definitely thicker cardstock would help, so I might try that next time. And this is a stamp set. It's Kaisercraft one, and I think it came in a Kitaholics kit a couple of months ago, or maybe even last year. I have no idea which kit it came in because I don't write that on there. So I stamped that, and I'm using, what ink am I using for this project? It's not Memento ink. It's the other one that's water resistant. And then I used my white Posca pen, just the thin one, to just go under the letters to make them stand out a little bit more, because it was quite dark where I stamped it. And that is this page done, guys. I do a white, a black border around the outside and call it done. So thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and also go and check out Kitaholics kits. They've got lots of awesome goodies in the store, and I will catch you next time. Bye.